Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, December 27th, 2025. For me, another day of learning and growing. Hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well and staying safe. So it is 1:11 local time. I just got back from out of town after working the previous week today. Normally I would leave after work on Friday and then head back, but I had a little bit of a going away gathering last night that I went to. So forgive me if I look and seem tired. It's because I am. I had a 2-hour and 15-minute drive back. Had to run a few errands prior to even coming back to my place, but think that I'm all good to go to do my year-end in review. Hadn't had much time to prepare for this. I probably should have brought my laptop with me when I went out of town so I can get the slides ready and everything. So hopefully what I present to you today will make sense, and we'll give you an update as to where I am in my consumer debt journey. So let's go ahead and begin. Big picture, I'll just run through this real briefly. May 2019, was diagnosed with lupus, in and out of the hospital 6 times in less than 2 years. Accrued medical debt on top of the consumer debt I already had. June 2020, I started paying off that consumer debt aggressively. And May 2021 is when I paid a mentor to teach me how to budget, and I've been sticking to it ever since. December 2021 became a first-time homeowner. I'm in the process now of selling that home because of my move and my promotion. And then January 2024 was a huge milestone for me. I paid off half of the original consumer debt that I had identified. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at where I began the year and where I ended the year off. So January 2025, my consumer debt was $44,991.55. I paid off $1156.91 in January, February $1061.85, March $1048.86, April $1062.72, May $1047.68, June $1061.39, July $1061.83, August $1055.74, September $1062.69, October $1063.12, November $1052.99, and now December I paid off $1068.24. So that's the most consistency that I've had in 1 year. I didn't dip below 1,000 with paying off the consumer debt, and as a matter of fact, the total that I paid off for the year is $12,804.02, which is close to the projection I had made. How does that compare to last year? So last year I paid off $12,540.42. This year $12,804.02, and that means I'm ahead of the pace from last year by $263.60. Now that's cool, but as I will share with you in a little bit, my ultimate goal was to pay off something, and I'm not going to give away the game just yet, but I'll talk about that here in a little bit. My baby emergency fund previous month was 87% funded. This month is 90% funded. Let me see here. The amount that I've had to pay towards my debts this month. My total debt payments, or the total amount that I paid towards my debt, is $1,131.44. My debt had decreased by $1068.24, which means I lost $63.20 towards the interest this month, which isn't terrible, but it's still a loss. So the ultimate goal this year for me was to pay off the personal loan that I had taken out, to consolidate the rest of my debt. Some of it was credit card debt, some of it was medical debt, some of it was part of another loan. And so I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and pay this sucker off this year so that I'm done with it. And excuse me one second, I'm gonna have to open up another spreadsheet because it has a little bit more information. Like I said, I hadn't had much time to prepare for this, but I definitely want to cover the big parts of this year and everything that I wanted to accomplish. So I took out a loan March 27th of 2024. So last March. The terms of the loan's 48 months. Well, I'm happy to say, and I'll show you these two slides, that I paid off the loan in 20 months. So I was very, very aggressive with paying off this loan. As you can see, my balance in January was $9,900. Minimum payment $428.97. I made an additional payment of $476.45, which means my total of my pay was $905.42. I'm not going to go through each month, but as you can see, I was roughly paying around $900 a month. So essentially double the minimum payment to be able to do this. So January through June, I hit the targets. And now July through December, I hit all my targets. And I made the last payment on 12/15, and it was a great feeling when I paid that last amount, and then that loan was just gone from the balances that I've had. It's a really good feeling to pay that off. But I hate to say that I'm probably going to go back further in debt because I'm trying to sell my home, and there's a few things that I need to do to really make it more attractive. And this market is very, very tough. I put my home on the market November 21st, had some foot traffic, but not as much as I hoped for. Traffic should pick up in January, but by the time January rolls around, I'm going to have a mortgage and I'm have rent, so things going to be back to being tight. The good thing is that I paid this first loan, so I'm freed up almost $900 a month. So that does help tremendously, and I'm getting an increase in my pay. I'm already living the increase in my pay after being promoted. So there's that. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and run it all the way back to the beginning and where I started as to where I am. If I can find the right spreadsheet. Okay, so June 2020, my consumer debt was $115,041.89. I paid off a total of $82,854.36. My consumer debt as of today is $32,187.53, which means I paid off approximately 72% of that original debt. What else can I really say about that? I mean, it's 72% of $115,041.89. It's been a long road. I still have a little ways to go, and I'll show you that here when we take a look at how my numbers look in the past and doing 2020 compared to now. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to even talk too much about this, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you what everything looked like. So here's a snapshot of my debt. So medical debt, credit card debt, debt on installment, loans, including personal loans, 401k loans, and then my student loans, and my total debt was $158,041.89. Now it looks a lot different. It's going to be a little bit different next year when I take out the personal loan, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in the future, whether or not I want to take out a loan that's going to cover the amount that I need, and that would also consolidate the student loan, because the student loan, even though it has a low interest rate of 2.75, something like that, but it compounds daily. So I'm looking at roughly $100-something worth of interest each month. So imagine trying to keep up with something like that. It might just make more sense if I take out, let's say, about a $40,000 loan, and then let's say I have an alternative, maybe 5 years. So I'm kind of talking this out right now. I haven't really put it down on pen to paper yet, but that's something I'm going to work on. So this is my debt now. The student loan, $32,187.53. That's it right now. It's going to change next month. And I hate to go backwards in debt, but if it's temporary and I have to do this to really sell this home, then so be it. So taking a look back from the beginning, June 2020. So I didn't really intend on tracking my progress the way I did. So, I started tracking the debt. And I take that back, because I think I did track my progress prior to this, but then I had a computer that crashed and I couldn't find the information anymore. So I'm just going by this. But anyway, from the time period of June 2020 to January 2021, I had paid off $17,521.32. And I was living at home with my parents. This was during the time of COVID and everybody was on lockdown. February 2021 to December 2021, I paid up $19,562.05. So 2022 is when I refined it. So I'm going to start at the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So 2022 is when I was a full-time homeowner. So you can see a significant drop in how much I paid off that year. But I paid off $10,480.04. I was just trying to figure out how much could I afford to pay towards my debt during that year. 2023 decreased a little bit more. I had some tax consequences from taking out money, so I had some emergency during that year. I paid off $9,946.51. But in 2024 is when I went back to being a little bit more aggressive with paying off my debt, and I paid off $12,540.42. Was not really much of a plan. It was just like, I need to go ahead and pay it off, and so be it. 2025 is when I actually had a solid plan on what I wanted to do, and I had a target, and the target was to pay off that personal loan, which happened. I'm probably missing something, and I apologize if I am. Like I said, I'm tired. Right now it's 1:22. I do this in real time. You don't see any edits. Let's have to blow my nose. And this time I didn't have to blow my nose, and that's good. As for the rest of my day, I'm gonna relax a little bit, but I have to unpack. I have to do my laundry. I have to get ready for next week. Maybe I can put that off until tomorrow morning and do that work. We'll see. I definitely need the rest because it's been a long week, long day. And so be it. All right, out of my budget. I'm sure I forgot something, but anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. If you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you don't post my videos. Indigestions. You can find me at youtube.com/not of my budget. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you all take care, and I hope you have a happy new year. Thank you for watching. Take care.